What up, y'all? Your boy is back. A little different this time, a little nighttime action. Um, just got done working, man. I've been like at the computer for about an hour, maybe 2 hours now. Knocked out the mornings or the schedule for the morning, our social media stuff like that, and then I did about 50% of our newsletter. Tracked all of my expenses that I spent today. Did pretty good today. Spent like 50 something in gas. $6 on Starbucks, and I took a break, and then I ended up seeing this girl who got this new car. She got like a new Beamer shit, which was dope. But I wanted to kind of talk about that, man. And I want to talk about or talk to the people like myself, right? And those are the ones who are just gonna stay down and sacrifice. Sacrificing and staying down. It's not easy. I don't always do it. Lord knows I don't always do it. But I really want to speak to those people because I want you to continue to do that. I think you can look online, man. And even today, I seen somebody that I know bought a house, another house. Dude like 28, my age. You know what I'm saying? I think he's on like his third or fourth house or some shit like that with his girl. And I'm seeing this girl buy this new BMW. And it can make you feel as if you're like behind the 8 ball. And you know, for me, I think that energy is very important. But I think you got to know how to use it. Like sometimes I will use like, hey, I'm behind the 8 ball. I need to work a little harder. But then sometimes that same energy can make you feel low or down on yourself. And so I kind of want to just speak to that, especially because I feel like I'm qualified to speak on it because I've probably had like 12 different cars. So if you don't know, I had a rental car business, which ultimately ended up failing because I just wasn't prepared to run that sort of business. We're going to get back into it, you know, but yeah, it ultimately failed. And I ended up buying a lot of low-end cars, ended up buying a lot of high-end cars, or not a lot. I had a Benz, S-Class Benz. And I ended up losing the Benz. Long story there, it crashed. I ended up losing the Benz. But during that time, I was paying $1,300 a month for that car note. Making way more money than I've ever made at any point in time in my life. And the first thing I went and did was I went and got a Benz, right? Was started my rental car business, had a bunch of overhead. And I think that was probably one of my biggest mistakes was over leveraging myself or putting myself in a position to where my overhead was extremely high for no apparent reason. That was probably the dumbest thing I could have ever did. Granted, it taught me a very valuable lesson, but it was the dumbest shit I could have ever did. And I'm saying that because I want you to know, right? Maybe you already have a car and you're paying a high note on it. My advice is to get out that car immediately. Maybe you're looking at people like, yo, they buying this or all these people buying that. I want you to focus in on just staying down and sacrificing. This is for my people who are maybe not 30 years old yet, right? I'll be 30 in very soon. But I've always said it, and I tell my boys this. I was like, bro, anything under 30, and honestly, it could be under 35. Anything under 30, we're not worried about because this isn't the time to be trying to upgrade anything. Right now is the time to keep your head down and grind, bro. Couple videos or last video, whenever this come out, we talked about, you know, grinding 12 hours a day. It's not enough to just grind and put all this work in and spend your time to get capital. Now you got to start watching what we're putting our money into. I don't want us to get caught up trying to chase the Joneses, which is such a real thing. It's crazy as a grown man now. You know, you hear like your uncles and stuff tell you like, don't chase the Joneses. That shit's so real. And I don't want you to get caught up in trying to think you gotta, go get this and upgrade this. Stay down, bruh. Buy a cash car. Keep your expenses low. Keep your expenses low. And take this from, I'm telling you, like literally, I literally went broke. Trying to go fast. And I'll give you some background story into how it actually happened, I guess. But I was working at the post office. I was a mailman, ended up going up to a supervisor. I was making great money. I mean, you know, for my agent at the time, it was probably like 3 years ago at this point. I worked at the post office, and I was just making money, stacking my dough. Had a little crappy car, stacking my dough. I think I might have saved up about roughly $20,000, something like that. Ended up hitting pretty big or decent in Dogecoin. But I took that money, I put it into this crypto scheme, which ended up being a scam. But from there, I put about the whole 20,000 into crypto, and I was getting residual payments from this thing. At that time as well, I had worked, you know, obviously paying all my bills, worked my credit up, had very well close to 800, and had a brilliant idea of starting a rental car company. Hello. They don't say hi to black people when they're walking by. Where was I? Yes. So, high credit score, buku money, invested into this crypto thing. Hella over leveraged on that. Ended up using my good credit to run up like 8 different cars. 8 or 9 cars to start the rental car company. Mind you, I took loans out on these. And so, as you can imagine, now I have 8 different car notes. One of them, which is going to be a personal car, which is my Benz. I have, obviously, just regular bills and all this good shit. And I'm a very extreme case, obviously. I fucking went and got 8 cars. Who does that? Me, right? And ultimately, I ended up over leveraging, losing all of that shit. And it bit me in the ass. And so now I have this skewed, not even a skewed mindset. I just have the ability to kind of see the power in keeping your overhead low. Now, this might be like, oh, no brainer. You get what I mean? But I think because I went so extreme in it, I'm now extreme on the other side to say like, no, get a cash car, right? And it could be anything, even the clothes, bro. Like, stop spending money on fucking clothes. Anything that I get, obviously, I'm in a great position with Suburban and shit like that. Like, if it's not free from one of our partners, like, I'm not spending that money. It's over with. The value of $1 is extremely important. And go back to my original point, when I get online and I see these people buying BMWs, granted, I don't know their financial situation. I have no idea. I'm willing to bet, based on statistics, that they're getting a loan on these cars. And that is just like financially backwards, right? It's just backwards. The smartest thing you can do, the smartest thing, not saying that you can't buy a car and pay it off 10 years later. The smartest thing you could do is save up your money and buy a car cash. No overhead. Keep your bills extremely low. Use that money to put it into the market. So that way, in 5 years, you'll be sitting on 60,000 plus. You know what I mean? And now it just opens up the ability for you to think farther, clearer, be more patient. You know what I mean? That financial piece is going to do so much for you. And so I guess that's my overall message. I was really taking a break from working. I was like, let me at least get on here just to be consistent. And so that's really what I would urge my sacrificers to do, man. Just remember to stay down. Remember that our glory is coming 30 up, man. If you're under 30 right now, our glory is coming 30 up. That's my message to all of my people. Like, it's not meant for us to get it right now. And maybe if you hit big, okay, cool. God got it for you. But right now, you got to put your head down. Don't worry about what these other people are doing, because, you know, you see a lot of maybe couples and shit, and it's like, damn, they traveling, they doing this, they doing that. The mission was never, the goal, and again, this is for my people. The goal was never to go to Cabo and spend $1,300 and have a good time. The goal was to be able to go to Cabo, spend $40,000 and bring everybody and have a great time. Have a phenomenal time. That's how we're aiming to live. We're not trying to budget. We ain't trying to nickel and dime and think twice about what we buying when we in Cabo. No. We're not trying to ask our bosses, hey, can I take this vacation? That's not the wave. That's not what we on. We're gonna stay down. We're gonna put the work in. And when we about 36, when we about 37, maybe 34, if you really on your shit and you're young enough and you watching this, then we're gonna hit Cabo and we're gonna spend about 50. You know what I mean? That's what we on. And so I want you guys to remember, in order to get to that space, in order to get to that phase, you gotta sacrifice right now. Don't think, like, plant the seeds right now. Cause I promise you, 5 years time, y'all gonna be like, yo, Scotty, you said it, man. Now we, you know what I'm saying? We can go to Cabo with the Rollies or the AP. You know what I mean? We can go to Mykonos and pop bottles, and this shit is endless. Not one bottle, not two bottles. No, nigga, bring me 10. Oh, and I need the wine, and send them a bottle over there. Oh, Scotty out here to send him a bottle. That's what we on, man. And so I want you to be mindful of the stuff that you're consuming when you're watching these social media channels. Because again, I'm working hard. I'm busting my fucking ass. I'm budgeting. I'm eating noodles and shit. And I get online, I see a shorty buy a BMW. I'm like, man, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And it's like, nah, compose yourself, Jay. Remember, these folks are living now, but they're going to die later. And hopefully not. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put that, hopefully not. You know what I mean? But statistically, we know that is not a good way to go about what you got going on. Okay? So that's my whole message, man. Keep your head down. Don't let these folks, I gotta get better at holding that. Don't let these folks or these external things knock you off what we got going on. Don't let them knock you off what we got going on. Hold on, let me get past this dog. It's fucking ridiculous. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. But yeah, man, just know, like, this ain't a mediocre life. We're not on that. What we build in here, this community that we build in here on this YouTube channel, or at least my circle, I'm trying to touch, like I said in the last video, I'm trying to sell for 50 million and then take that 50 million and then go make 100 million. And I'm dead ass serious about it. I'll look at these videos when I'm 60 and be like, man, that young man was ambitious. And so again, my entire message today, bro, when you seeing these people and they making these moves on Instagram and that shit look fly and that shit look player. I just posted, listen, no cap, it's probably too late, but I just posted me in the back of a Maybach, and trust me, bro, image plays. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You know what I mean? That's image play, bro. So remember that. And remember, if they really are spending that money on these things, 9 times out of 10, the longevity is not going to be in it. So that's my message. Again, bear with me. I'm just rambling on a lot of these. I'm going to get more concise. This is my second video. I'm going to just upload it and put it up right now, because why not? Yeah, man. Love y'all. Scotty out.